Now, this was really an unusual choice. What inspired you to hire Vince to compose your music for the special? Because your choice was really inspired.
Well, I always had been a big jazz fan. My dad had a lot of 78s of all the great jazz pianists of the 30s and 40s, and I was driving over the Golden Gate Bridge, and I heard Cast Your Fate to the Wind, which was a Guaraldi composition I hadn't heard before, but had just won a Grammy. And this was in '63 when we were doing the original documentary. So I called the jazz critic at the Chronicle, Ralph Gleason, and said, where does this Vince Guaraldi live? He says, he lives right here in San Francisco. So we met with him. The Cast Your Fate had that adult quality and children quality, both. That was the kind of music I was looking for, and so we signed up Vince to do the documentary back in '63, and he called me a couple of weeks later, and he said, I want to play this song for you to see if I'm on the right track.
Right.
And he played, for the first time, he played Linus and Lucy. And I remember I got goose pimples all over because I said to myself, not only is that perfect, but I had some feeling it was going to have some long-range impact. I don't know why I felt that. But it was a very exciting moment. And then what happened after that documentary, which, as I mentioned, we didn't sell ever, 2 years later when we did the Christmas show, of course, I called Vince up, and we used some of the music from, like Linus and Lucy from the documentary, and then he wrote the original score for the whole show, and he went on to do the next 17 shows before his untimely passing.
I think what comes through his music is one word always comes to mind, and that's joy.
That's right.
And
he wrote with a lot of joy and played with a lot of joy. And again, it appealed to both adults and kids. And over the years, we heard from when we would hire various musicians to do our shows, like Wynton Marsalis or George Winston or David Benoit. As kids, they had heard all this music, and all of them had gone into music because of the Charlie Brown music.
Wow.
And they ended up doing scores for us on other shows. And it's just gone through, I think it's sold 3 or 4 million now over the 40 years, the original album.
Amazing. Was there any trepidation in any quarter about you using a jazz musician?
No, nobody thought anything about it. It had never been done before.
Right.
It probably has become, it's become the most well-known jazz in history, probably, particularly around Christmas time.
Do you remember Charles Schulz's reaction when he first heard it?
Oh, yeah, he liked it very much. I don't think he was particularly a fan of jazz at that time, but I think he became one over the years because he liked it immediately.
If you've enjoyed your journey on the TV Time Machine, please like and subscribe. We look forward to having you again on the TV Time Machine.